Hello, welcome to my channel, Leah Decodes. If you miss these signs, you won't just lose the moment, you'll lose her. And the worst part, she will never tell you that you missed it. Listen to me carefully. Most men think women announce desire the way men do, loud, direct, physical. But intimacy for a woman begins long before touch. It begins in safety, in subtle permission, in emotional positioning. And if you don't understand that, you will misread her silence as disinterest when it was actually an invitation. The first clear sign a woman wants intimacy with you is this. She lowers her guard around you, not just physically, emotionally. A woman who wants closeness doesn't become louder. She becomes softer. Her tone changes. Her posture relaxes. Her eyes hold contact a second longer than necessary. She shares something slightly vulnerable, maybe about her past, her fears, or something that embarrassed her. That is not random. That is trust testing. When a woman begins revealing pieces of herself that she normally protects, she is asking one question without saying it. Are you safe? Men often ruin this moment. They joke too hard. They change the topic. They sexualize too fast. They don't realize she just opened a door. Intimacy for her is not built on how attractive you are. It is built on how emotionally steady you are. When she feels that you don't judge her, don't rush her, don't pressure her, her nervous system relaxes. And when her nervous system relaxes, desire follows naturally. You must understand something deeper here. A woman's body does not respond fully unless her mind feels secure. That's why the strongest signal she wants intimacy is not physical teasing. It's emotional exposure. She will lean in closer during conversations. She will find reasons to continue talking even when the subject is finished. She will create small moments of isolation, suggesting a quieter place, extending the night, delaying goodbye. These are not accidents. They are carefully unconscious moves toward connection. And here's the part no one tells you. When a woman wants intimacy, she studies you. She watches how you react to her vulnerability. She measures your patience. She observes whether you can sit in tension without forcing escalation. If you rush, she retreats. If you stay grounded, she moves closer. Intimacy is not taken. It is invited. The men who understand this don't chase signals. They create emotional safety. So the signals appear naturally. They don't beg for validation. They don't pressure for physical reassurance. They simply hold presence. And presence is magnetic. When she feels seen without being hunted, wanted without being cornered, desired without being objectified, that is when she begins wanting more. Most men think intimacy begins with touch. It doesn't. It begins with containment, with emotional leadership, with calm energy that makes her feel like she can let go. And when she starts letting go around you, that's when everything changes. The second clear sign she wants intimacy with you is this. She starts creating physical proximity without directly asking for it. And if you don't recognize this, you'll think it's random. It's not. When a woman desires you, she begins to close the space between you in subtle, almost deniable ways. She sits closer than necessary. Her knee brushes yours, and she doesn't immediately pull away. She adjusts her body to face you fully, even in a group setting. She finds reasons to touch you lightly. Your arm during laughter, your shoulder when making a point, your chest when emphasizing a joke. These touches are rarely sexual at first. They are exploratory. She is testing chemistry. A woman who does not feel attraction maintains distance. She keeps interactions polite and neutral. But when she wants intimacy, her body begins to speak before her words do. Watch her feet. Watch her torso. The human body leans toward what it desires. If she consistently angles herself toward you, mirrors your movements, matches your pace when walking, that is unconscious alignment. Mirroring is powerful. It means comfort. It means connection. It means her nervous system is syncing with yours. But here's the deeper layer most men overlook. When she initiates proximity, she is giving you permission to lead gently. She is not asking you to lunge forward. She is inviting you to read the moment. If she touches your arm and holds it a second longer than necessary, that pause is intentional. If she doesn't move away when your leg touches hers, that stillness is intentional. If she maintains eye contact during physical closeness instead of breaking it, that is intentional. Women communicate desire through allowance. She allows closeness. She allows contact. She allows tension to exist. And tension is everything. Intimacy thrives in the space between almost and not yet. When she maintains that space without shutting it down, she is telling you she enjoys the buildup. The mistake men make, they either freeze and do nothing or they escalate too aggressively. Freezing kills momentum. Aggression kills safety. The key is calibrated confidence. If she leans in, you lean slightly in. If she touches, you reciprocate lightly. If she holds eye contact, you hold it calmly, not intensely, not desperately, just grounded. You must remain steady. A woman who wants intimacy watches how you handle closeness. Do you become nervous? Do you overcompensate? Do you lose composure? Or do you stay relaxed as if closeness is natural for you? That calm reaction tells her you are comfortable in masculine energy, and comfort is seductive. Here's something powerful. When she keeps finding excuses to be near you, asking for help with something simple, standing beside you instead of across from you, prolonging physical goodbyes, she is extending opportunity. Opportunity for you to show leadership, not dominance. Leadership. The difference is emotional awareness. A woman craving intimacy doesn't want to feel chased. She wants to feel chosen and guided. When you respond to her proximity with composed confidence, you create a dynamic where she feels both safe and excited. And when safety meets excitement, desire intensifies. Physical proximity is not accidental. It is invitation disguised as coincidence. And if you learn to read that language, you will stop missing the moments that were meant for you. The third clear sign she wants intimacy with you is this. Her attention becomes focused, intentional, and emotionally charged. When a woman desires intimacy, she doesn't just look at you, she studies you. Her eyes linger, not in a dramatic way, not in a movie scene way, but in quiet, repeated glances. She holds eye contact just long enough to create tension, then looks away slowly, not abrupt. That pause before she breaks eye contact. That's awareness. That's curiosity. That's desire evaluating possibility. You must understand something powerful. A woman who is not interested will divide her attention. She'll check her phone often. She'll scan the room. She'll respond, but she won't lock in. But when she wants intimacy, you become the center of her focus. The room fades. Her energy narrows onto you. And it's not just visual attention. It's emotional investment. She remembers small things you said days ago. She brings up details about your goals, your stress, your opinions. She asks deeper questions, not surface level small talk. She wants to understand how you think, how you feel, what drives you. Why? Because intimacy for a woman is mental before it's physical. If she's trying to enter your inner world, she's considering letting you into hers. Pay attention to her tone when she speaks to you compared to others. It softens, it slows. Sometimes it lowers slightly. There's warmth in it. There's a subtle flirtation that isn't loud. It's layered. She may tease you playfully. She may challenge you lightly. That playful tension is attraction testing strength. When she jokes about what kind of boyfriend you'd be or hints about future scenarios, even casually, she's mentally placing you in a closer role. And here's what most men don't realize. When a woman wants intimacy, she becomes slightly more self-aware around you. She adjusts her hair. She fixes her posture. She becomes conscious of how she's presenting herself, not because she's insecure, but because she cares about how you see her. Indifference doesn't adjust. desire adjusts, she will also create emotional openings. She might share something personal and then pause, watching your reaction carefully. That pause is critical. She is measuring your depth, your emotional intelligence, your steadiness. If you respond dismissively, she retreats. If you respond with grounded understanding, she opens more. Intimacy grows through layered vulnerability, and when she keeps peeling those layers back in your presence, that is intentional. There's another sign hidden inside this one. She prioritizes time with you, not just when it's convenient. She rearranges small things. She extends conversations past when they should end. She replies with substance, not one-word answers. She invests energy. Energy is currency. A woman will not spend emotional energy on a man she doesn't see potential intimacy with. But here's the critical truth. She will not spell this out for you. She will not say, I want you to lead this towards something deeper. She will signal subtly, repeatedly. And your job is not to force the moment. It's to recognize the pattern. Focused attention, emotional depth, lingering eye contact, playful tension, intentional investment. When these align, she is no longer just enjoying your company. She is imagining closeness. And if you stay present, calm, and emotionally aware, you won't just see the signs. You'll feel the shift before it even happens. There is another sign most men completely misunderstand. When a woman wants intimacy with you, she begins testing your emotional strength, not to push you away, but to see if you can handle closeness. She might tease you in a sharper way than usual. She might lightly challenge your opinion. She might pull back slightly after a moment of connection, just to observe how you respond. This is not manipulation, it's subconscious calibration. She is asking herself, if I move closer to him, will he remain grounded? Intimacy requires emotional safety, and emotional safety is built on stability. If you crumble when she disagrees with you, if you become defensive when she teases you, if you panic when she doesn't reply immediately, she feels instability, and instability kills desire. But if you smile at her challenge, if you respond calmly instead of reacting emotionally, if you maintain your pace instead of chasing reassurance, she relaxes deeper. Why? Because now she sees that you are not seeking validation from her. You are not fragile. You are not dependent on her mood to control your state. That steadiness creates polarity. Here's something powerful. When a woman wants intimacy, she will sometimes create tiny moments of uncertainty. She may delay a response slightly. She may say maybe instead of yes immediately. She may lightly pull back after a strong connection moment. She is observing whether you lean in with desperation or remain composed. Men who don't understand this panic, they double text, they over-explain, they try to lock it in. But calm men don't chase reassurance. They allow space. And when you allow space without withdrawing warmth, you communicate confidence. Confidence is security, and security makes her feel safe enough to surrender emotionally. There's another layer here. When she begins asking you deeper questions about your standards, your boundaries, your future, that's not random curiosity. That's compatibility assessment. A woman who wants intimacy needs to know, are you decisive? Do you have direction? Do you know what you want? If you answer vaguely, she feels uncertainty. If you answer clearly without arrogance, she feels anchored. And anchoring creates attraction. Intimacy is not just chemistry, it is trust in your emotional leadership. She wants to know that if she leans into you physically, emotionally, you won't collapse under the weight of closeness. This is why your reactions matter more than your words. When she pulls back slightly, do you chase? When she challenges you, do you argue emotionally? When she goes quiet for a moment, do you spiral internally or do you remain centered? The centered man is rare, and rarity increases value. A woman craving intimacy is not looking for perfection. She is looking for stability, for grounded masculinity, for someone who doesn't need to prove himself loudly because his presence already speaks. And when she realizes you are steady, not controlling, not reactive, not insecure. Something shifts inside her. Her defenses soften. Her teasing becomes warmer. Her eye contact deepens again because now she knows she can move closer without losing herself. And when she feels that kind of safety, intimacy stops being a possibility. It becomes inevitable. Now listen closely, because this is where most men either rise or ruin everything. When a woman truly wants intimacy with you, she begins aligning her energy with yours. Not chasing, not forcing, aligning. Conversations start flowing effortlessly. Silence becomes comfortable instead of awkward. There's a subtle electricity in the air. Not loud, not dramatic, but present. You feel it in the pauses, in the way she looks at you after you finish speaking, in the way she lingers before saying goodbye. That lingering is powerful. If she didn't want intimacy, she would end moments cleanly, quickly, politely. But when she delays the ending, when she stands there a second longer, keeps eye contact, smiles softly without speaking, she's holding space for escalation. And here's the truth. No one teaches you. A woman who wants intimacy will create windows, but she expects you to open the door. She will not take full control of the progression. She wants to feel chosen, not forced into leading. That means the final move often depends on your awareness and courage, but courage doesn't mean aggression. It means reading the moment calmly. If she's facing you fully, if her voice lowers, if her eyes drop briefly to your lips and return to your eyes, if she stays close without stepping back, that is alignment. That is invitation. The mistake men make is hesitating too long out of fear or lunging forward without emotional calibration. Both break the tension in the wrong way. Intimacy thrives in balanced leadership. You lean in slowly. You maintain eye contact. You allow her the space to either meet you halfway or step back. And if she meets you halfway, that's consent expressed through energy. Remember this always. Desire is mutual movement. When she mirrors your lean, when she doesn't break proximity, when her breathing shifts slightly and she stays, that's not confusion. That's choice. But here's the deeper layer. A woman who wants intimacy also wants to feel respected afterward. If she senses that your interest disappears once you get what you want, attraction fades instantly. Emotional security must continue beyond the moment. True masculine presence is not about conquering intimacy. It's about containing it. When she feels that you value her beyond the physical, that you remain steady, attentive, and emotionally aware, her desire deepens instead of retreating. Because intimacy for her is not just physical closeness. It is emotional trust meeting physical chemistry. And when those two align, something powerful happens. She doesn't feel used. She feels connected. That connection is what makes her come closer again. What makes her invest more? What makes her open up even deeper next time? Now, I want you to think carefully. In your last interaction with a woman you were attracted to, did she lower her guard? Did she create proximity? Did she focus her attention? Did she test your emotional steadiness? Did she align her energy and linger? Or did you miss the windows she opened? Tell me in the comments which of these signs have you overlooked before and why. If this opened your eyes, like the video, subscribe, and share it with a man who keeps saying she's confusing when the signs were right in front of him. Because once you learn to read desire correctly, you stop chasing and you start choosing.